Let's face it, it can be difficult trying to find the financial advisor who's right for you and for your situation. So today, we're talking about some of the most common mistakes that people make when choosing an advisor and how to avoid those mistakes. And to help us out with this also important topic is Nathan Cox, co-founder of Retirement Income Solutions, a retirement income store located in Tennessee. Nathan, thanks so much for joining us today, as usual.
No problem.
So yeah, what are some of the biggest misconceptions that people have when they're looking for a financial advisor?
Oh, some of the biggest misconceptions. There's a lot of them, Dave. Well, for one thing, the misconception that advisors have a crystal ball and can tell what's going on with the markets on a daily basis, looking forward. I have to say that the biggest misconception that I consistently find would be, not understanding that all financial advisors don't have conflicts, that they don't have your best interest at heart in a lot of cases. I mean, there are products out there, I guess is the best way to explain it. There are products out there that really are high commission level products. And this really causes an internal conflict with a lot of advisors to not push those high commission products. And the question becomes, how do you know if those products or that financial plan is in your best interest or your advisor's best interest?
So, do you think people put enough thought into this when they're making a decision as to which advisor to work with? Or do you think they just decide, hey, this guy's likable, he seems to know what he's talking about, I'm going to work with him?
People don't put enough thought into hiring a financial advisor, and they should. They really should. It's very, very important. I think it really comes down to sometimes to just, as you said, Dave, kind of a popularity contest. Hey, this guy's likable. And, but I think it really boils down to more with communication. Being on the same page with your advisor. I encourage people to interview several advisors. Take your time. Find the best fit for what you're trying to accomplish.
So what are some of the top things that you should be looking for when you're interviewing advisors or thinking about? Help everyone out with that so they know what questions to ask, what to consider.
Well, communication is a key. Making sure that the advisor speaks your language. The advisor speaks your financial language, can explain things to you in a way that you can clearly understand. Making sure that your advisor is on the same page as far as a plan is concerned. Because what a risk tolerance level or what your advisor's risk tolerance level is and what yours is may be completely different. I could tell you the number of times that I've had people come in the office and they maybe have another advisor and they consider themselves to be more of a conservative investor, but their portfolio, when I do an evaluation of their statements, their portfolio, as it turns out, they may be on the aggressive end. So it just doesn't match up.
So how about the fiduciary side? Talk for a minute about that, because you talked about people making sure the advisor is on the right side, the same side as you are with your goals and objectives. So talk about the fiduciary part of it and how people can tell when somebody's acting as a fiduciary or not and what it means.
Well, I think the term fiduciary has gotten watered down a little bit, in my opinion. All financial advisors should have a fiduciary responsibility to their clients. But to me, it's more about limiting those conflicts of interest or trying to control those conflicts of interest. So, I think it really is more about doing what's in the best interest for the client. Not really pushing any particular product, letting the client understand all the options that are available. Because I don't find that happens in a lot of cases.
Okay. So what are the pitfalls? What are the dangers if someone hooks up with the wrong advisor, the advisor it's not right for them? What can go wrong?
Oh gosh, not having a portfolio that meets their objectives. And this goes back to something that we discussed earlier. Your advisor's risk tolerance level and yours not being aligned, or being pushed up a risk curve. I find that a lot of cases are not understanding what risks are involved in your portfolio. Those are some of the pitfalls in having the wrong financial advisor.
Sure.
Do you think sometimes it's because, you go in the medical field, and if you want treatment for back pain, you've got an orthopedic surgeon, a chiropractor, a physical therapist, an acupuncturist, and the average patient knows the difference between all four. But in our business, you think part of the problem is that the average investor just kind of paints us all with the same brush and say, oh, Nathan's a financial advisor, Dave's a financial advisor, they're all the same.
That's very true, and that does happen. People really don't know the difference, or they don't know that there is a difference between financial advisors. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. And we specialize. We can specialize in different things. Not you and I, but I mean, other advisors specialize in different things. So one of the things that I find a lot is, an advisor that's right for the accumulation stage of your life versus an advisor that's right for the distribution or the income stage. Do you agree that that's one of the most important things for people to be able to ascertain so they can determine they're with the right person for that stage of life?
Well, sure. And there are advisors that do have specialties. And I don't know that it's necessarily on purpose but it's just advisors know what they deal with on a daily basis, right? Similar, like you said, with doctors. Going from that accumulation stage of your life to that distribution stage, it's tough in a lot of cases, because I think people know what's gotten them to that point, but they don't know where to go going forward. And sometimes they don't recognize that the advisor they may have had for 10, 20, even 30 years in some cases may be a growth specialist and might not be the right person to take them through that distribution stage once they're actually retired.
And if you think about it, you've got doctors that are pediatricians, doctors that are primary care doctors, and then doctors that are gerontologists that work with you when you get older and need a specialty. So it shouldn't surprise anyone that you outgrow your doctors at various phases, just like you outgrew your teachers, right? You had grammar school teachers, and then you graduated to high school teachers, and you graduated to college teachers. It's normal to outgrow one or the other. And I think one of the biggest issues is the word retirement planner. There's a lot of advisors that call themselves retirement planners, and they think, oh, well, this is perfect. But the person who's a retirement planner who's going to get you to retirement is different oftentimes from the person that's going to get you through retirement, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Yep. So, all right. Well, good words of wisdom to those that are watching us that are right now going through that process, trying to look for an advisor, or maybe even considering, gee, is my advisor right for me? And all I can say is that if you're watching this and you're in the Tennessee area, call Nathan Cox. Period, the end. It's the best advice I can give you. And Nathan, thanks so much for being here again. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching today's video, the 6 most common mistakes to try to avoid when choosing a financial advisor. If you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up button to give us a like, and make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel for new content each and every week.